Good afternoon and welcome to Northumberland Zoo on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Maxine and I work here. I'm down here at our harvest mice captive breeding facility because we've had some news this week with these guys. Not only have we had a few more animals join us from some more collections in Scotland to try and boost our bloodlines, but we did a little release as well. And we've also had some more babies, so it's all happening. So I just thought it's been a few months since we did a harvest mouse video, so I thought we'd do a little update. So first of all, this week, a couple of days ago, in conjunction with the Northumberland Wildlife Trust, we released quite a few animals over at Druridge Bay. That's literally like 4 miles away from here as the crow flies. They went through their usual vet checks, and if you haven't got to see that process, I have already put a video out about that, where we literally vet checked every single individual mouse, made sure it was healthy enough to get released into the wild. So I'll put the link in the video so you can actually watch that video too and learn a bit more about the whole process of releasing. But we got some great photos of them being put out, taken by Sophie from the Wildlife Trust. So I'll put a little press release out about that, so you might actually get to see a bit more about that in the news, hopefully. So the other thing that happened was harvest mice, believe it or not, only live for about 1.5 years. They don't have a massively long lifespan. So we had quite a lot of old stock in here that wasn't really breeding. So we've moved into our on-show exhibit, which is in the wildlife building, and we've got a lot more new blood. So we went and got some more animals from a couple of different collections in Scotland. And they are super active, these little diddy ones. So it's getting a little bit late on in the year to be breeding these now. It is actually kind of pupping season now, if you like. They tend to have their offspring in August and September, so we do think we've got a few couple more sets of babies that are kicking around in here just now. And the harvest mice right now are absolutely stunning. They've got really kind of deep kind of red, orangey ginger coats, so they want to look their best for breeding. But yeah, they look absolutely gorgeous. So we did get some new blood in as well. And because we've almost pretty much filled up a lot of our tanks, we've had to make some more space. So we're going to catch up with the keepers now and see what they've been up to.
So we're here in the harvest mouse breeding room, and we've just come to sort of see what's going on, a bit of an update because we've had quite a lot of babies and we've done some releases recently as well. So looks like we've got a litter in here that's been sexed as 3 females recently. There is a note on here that says to resex them. It's quite difficult when they're quite small to sex them, so definitely going to recheck that one before they get released or paired up. And then this one's really cool. This female, we know she was heavily pregnant a week or so ago, and she's built these really cool nests. So she's gotten the grass and the hay and she's woven it into like a spherical kind of shape, and one's up high in the twigs there, and then she made another one which is even better quality in the back, and we think that might be where she's got her pups, but we're not disturbing her at the moment. So in the wild they will build these nests during breeding season in the warm months up high on the stems of grass and other plants, and then in the winter they'll kind of move lower down into the bottom of the vegetation. We don't tend to see it massively in captivity, but here, because we've got these little setups with these individual females in that we're pairing up with males to have babies, we're providing them with natural habitats to kind of replicate where they're going to be released eventually. And what's really cool is we're seeing them build exactly the same nests in captivity that they would in the wild. So we know that they're capable of doing it. It's obviously instinctive behaviour. It's very interesting. So we've got quite a few at the moment. We introduced some new blood recently. We went and got some mice from a couple of other collections, and we've paired them up. But we've also got just some youngsters here that are just in single sex groups. So some females there and some males there. And because they're so small and we're getting towards the end of the breeding season as well, probably not going to pair them up this year, so we've just left them as they are. But when they get a little bit bigger, we'll start to split them up into individuals, just so that they're not competing for resources over the colder months and fighting or anything like that. And then probably end of September we'll stop pairing them up because they don't particularly breed over the winter. We'll just let them kind of live here, and then maybe April time next year we'll start pairing them again. kind of main on-show enclosure for the harvest mice, and numbers were kind of dwindling because we'd just gone down to males, so obviously they weren't reproducing anymore. I think we'd gone down to 5 males, so we went and got some more mice the other day. We topped it up with some of our population as well. We've got 30 in here now, so mixture of males and females, more males than females, because if you have too many females then they do start to fight a little bit. So hopefully we'll have some breeding in here too, and we'll have harvest mice coming out of our ears.
What are you doing, Hannah?
Just clearing a space, which is actually plenty big enough for one of the old vivs from the hothouse. We're going to bring it over and then we're going to get it gutted out and set up for harvest mice. So this is like an extension of the harvest mice, but it's getting quite difficult now when we refer to the harvest mice, which harvest mice we mean. So this is the on-show, off-show.
Like it.
Oh dear, I was trying to explain to Emily where I meant earlier on, and yeah, that's what we came up with.
The on-show, off-show.
Yeah.
Okay.
On-show, off-show, yeah, because over here we've got the on-show, then we've got the breeding facility, then we've got it's going to have a window, because this used to be the bee room, didn't it? So
Yeah.
there's still a window there, so we're going to take that board off once it's done. So this will be on-show, but off-show mice.
But
Yeah.
even though the breeding mice are technically on show, a lot of people refer to them as the off show.
Yeah,
So hence the confusion.
that's true.
What is the purpose of the on-show, off-show room?
So this is going to be our pre-release room. So we're going to breed them, continue to breed them in our breeding facility. Obviously they get separated out, sexed, and then this is where they will come when they're waiting to be released, because it makes sense to have a good number, probably 20 plus every time we're going to go out and release them. So this is like a holding area for them, sort of thing.
Yeah. And then, like, what's the purpose of having these different tanks then? Do you separate them out into sex?
Yes, yeah, we'll do that as well, because we need to keep on top of the breeding. We need to make sure that obviously the ones that we're breeding there, we know exactly who they are, who they're related to. They're very carefully paired. We know what successful matings we've had and breedings, what's not worked out, and then yeah, when they all get sexed, they'll be moved over here, and then once they're released out into the wild, they can breed till their heart's content, but not in this room. Breeding is not allowed in this room.
The keepers are just grabbing one of the tanks that used to be in the hothouse for the dart frogs. But it's a really nice size. It would be perfect for harvest mice. So we're going to repurpose it. We like to recycle things here. We're going to move it into the harvest mouse holding room, and it can be used to hold on to pre-release mice.
Lovely. Now it just needs a good clean.
So there you have it. Once we have offspring from our breeding facility that's old enough to be moved on and it's waiting for a vet check, we'll move them into here, separate them out so they don't breed, or else Hannah will have them, and then that'll be it. We'll just literally need to box them up and drive them out, meet the Wildlife Trust and release them, which is super exciting. So it's another exciting little step in our breeding program. It's obviously doing really well. So it's just such a privilege to be part of such really cool programs like this. And obviously, if you come down to the zoo, you guys can see our on-show Harvest Mouse exhibit, which was actually recently featured in the Harvest Mouse husbandry manuals that get shared around zoos. So that's really cool that they kind of featured this exhibit in particular. It is really active. There's 30 animals in here at the minute. You can see there's a mouse up on the top branch there. There was a couple of mice kind of cuddled up on the top of the sunflowers before, but they bury themselves in the hay as well and have little nests in there too. So everywhere you look, there's always something happening in here. And obviously these are Britain's smallest mammals. They weigh the same as like a 50p piece. It's like 7 grams or something like that. So they're tiny. This used to be bees. You can see that there's some hexagons on the wall there, but we're gonna redo all this and do a really nice big British wildlife display too. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode. And if you guys have got any questions about harvest mice or anything about the zoo at all, Or if there's something in particular that you would like me to feature, I would love to hear it, because sometimes it's really tricky for me to come up with ideas of what to do my videos on every week. Even though there's so much going on, it's really easy to take it for granted what we do here at the zoo and kind of overlook some of the basic stuff that people would really like to see. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys, and if you haven't done already, please do like this video and subscribe to our channel. Our subscriber count has jumped up massively, and it's all thanks to you. So we'll see you next Thursday. Have an awesome week. Bye, guys.